Hey, how are you? Oh God, I'm in a kerfluffle. Hey kid, how you doing? Fairy Dust Diaries, how are you? Well, girl, I hope now listen, don't have very high expectations the first one out of the gate. Oh God, I wanted to have this more organized, but I was sick. I had the plague this week, a couple days. I think I told you guys my husband. Hey, Alabama, how you doing? Oh, have you not seen that opening? Isn't that awesome? Menace to Sobriety made that for me. Okay, hold on. I got to get my hair, my little pieces here even. That's one of my weird, like, I'm very into symmetry. Like if I put something on my fireplace mantle, I've got to have something, like everything has to, balance. Happy Saturday. Hey, PP Gang, happy Saturday to you. Hi, Clancy. How you doing? Oh my God, I hate being rushed. And the funny thing was, I actually had an excess of time when I started. And then I made a last moment wardrobe change. And a hair change. I had my hair up in one of those big, tall ponies. Sorry. Damn it. I'm going to silence my phone. So what's happening, everybody? Anybody got big plans for Mother's Day? I'm going to go see my mama. The family's getting together for a little end of the day, just some dinner at the house. So I'm looking forward to that. I am not looking forward to these two pieces of hair making me batshit crazy the entire time. Okay, we'll do it that way. Okay, then I don't have to worry about any rogue pieces. Hey, Revival, how are you? Hi, Barbie. Thank you, Fairy Dust. Menace to Sobriety made that for me. I even brought a spare wardrobe item. Okay. All right, so I've been thinking about this. How are we going to do this? I'm kind of going back and forth and back and forth. I think hey, Liza, how are you? So I'm thinking first, what the hell just happened? The lighting went wonky. That's weird. It's not usually the time. What time? No, it's not usually the time of day for that. To Kelly, hey, how are you? Now, why would you be a defendant? That's what we're trying to figure out. We've got to get the, we'll call this the YouTube rules of civil procedure. Well, should we be civil or criminal? I think it would be more fun if it was criminal. Okay, so that's one thing. We could do both. We would do, let's see, we would probably need to do criminal first. And then if you prevail with a guilty verdict, then you could move for restitution. I'm just jotting little notes down to myself. You guys, I must to Kelly, you're bad. What do you do? Are you naughty under a different name? Hey Zen, how are you? You're here for and search purposes. Well, somebody's got to do some damn and search, whether it's one process, 2 words, 1 word, multiple we don't listen, we're not picky. Hey, Texas Tiffany, Tuesday Child, how are you? Okay, we got to figure out how we're going to do this. I think the easiest part is the judge. I have already, I think for our first, first round out of the gate, I think we will appoint a judge. So just for right now, let's just scribble that down. Okay, so, and really, I want you guys to like give me your thoughts on this, because hey, this is for you. So I've always wanted to do something like this, but hey, Blank Slate, how are you? But here's the deal, Rowena, how you doing? Oh, thank you, Zen. That is Kendra Scott. I got that a long time ago. What's so cool about at least this piece and a few others that I have of her, it can, the length is adjustable. So I've got it to, lay right there, but it can be made longer. Okay, so I think the judge part, that's going to be super easy. Heels in the Air said she would be happy to do it. And we'll rotate people around. So everybody gets a turn with, the good Barbie and the good toys. Remember when you were like a kid and you'd get a new toy and your little friends would come over to play, and, usually when the toy's brand new, you don't want your friends touching it. You give them like, the Skipper doll and Barbie's cast off clothes. So, the judge part, that's going to be the simplest part of this. The next thing, I think should we pick like whatever's going on? I'm thinking maybe whatever. Do you think a week? I was thinking maybe take one calendar week on whatever day we're going to designate. I'll do a community post and I'll put it up for a vote. Here are here's the defendants or the cases that you have to choose from. Okay, so we'll say the grand jury is going to hand down an indictment, and whoever gets the most votes, that's who's getting indicted. Okay, let me write that down. So grand jury. Oh, this perhaps would be a good time to mention that this is all for entertainment purposes only. No one is a lawyer. No one is pretending to be a lawyer. No one for purposes of this event, hey Ellie, is actually being sued or charged in any criminal court. This is just for fun. This is just to do what we would like to see happen to some of the biggest offenders on here. So, God, I don't know what it is when I sit down in this room. I don't know if it's the light, the AC vent. The minute I sit in this chair, and it's usually only the right side of my nose, it just like, and it doesn't drip, but it's the weirdest thing. I don't know what that's about. Yes, Rowena, I think that's the way to do it. I don't want to pick and let's face it. I mean, chances are it's going to be the same people in some form or fashion, probably with a new charge, but kind of like in the real system, recidivism. Yes, it is alive and well. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We will do the grand jury will vote via community post And it'll be one of at least, let's say maybe, I don't know. Well, we'll just see how many. Oh my God, I'm getting my hair done next week. I cannot wait. We'll just see how many people are, how many cases is the grand jury going to indict on? I think we should probably only do one at a time. Oh, Zan, that's hilarious. I just looked up and saw where it said, Ellie, you would make a good lawyer. You're fair. But I didn't see the Ellie in the beginning of it. And I was thinking to myself, well, Zan, that's so nice because here I don't really feel like I'm that fair. No, I am definitely biased. And I definitely want to play prosecutor at least once. But yes, so here's what we're going to need. We are going to need, I think the judge we've got handled, at least for the very beginning. We'll have Heels play judge, first case. We'll see how it goes. It's going to take some time to work the bugs out of this thing, you guys. And my hope is that at some point, the real people will actually come and plead their case. That's the perfect world scenario. But hey, if my bailiff can't find them when it's time to answer for what they've been charged with, well, then we will try them in absentia. That is a real thing. And the appropriate judgment will be handed down by a jury of their YouTube peers. This is just, I'm just pulling this off the top of my head. So, if you guys, Liza, you want to be on the jury, what do you think we should do? I think definitely I'll do a community post with whatever the case is going to be. And that's going to be what we'll call the grand jury. Whoever gets the most votes, that's the case that we are going to then have a YouTube trial. And that's the point when we're going to need, well, I guess we can do it one of two ways. We can either do everybody that is in the live, in the chat, votes as a juror. Or we can pick 12. Some states are 8. I'm thinking it might be, I don't know. We can try it both ways. Listen, this is going to, like I said, this is going to take a little bit of, this is logistics and you never know, like, how many people are going to be there, who gives a shit, who doesn't give a shit. And if it's not something that people are interested in, well, like, I just thought it would be fun to try. I've always wanted to do something like this on here. So yeah, in a perfect world, the case, the actual litigants show up. But if they don't want to, well, like I said, we'll try them in absentia. And, maybe, here's what we could do. Maybe if they elect to actually come and sit in the box, sit in the hot seat, well, then maybe we let them pick their own lawyer. And it doesn't have to be one of our court-appointed lawyers. Oh, there you go. Okay, so let's see. If the litigants appear in person, they can have anybody they want, except a real lawyer. Something tells me there's probably not a bunch of real lawyers who would like to come and play pretend lawyer and not get paid for it at the same time. So I don't think we need to worry about that, but I'm still throwing it out there. Okay, so if they appear in person, they can choose their own representation, or if they're maybe Laura, since she is so smart and she knows more than a real lawyer. Well, I don't know, hell, maybe she'll do it for you. Or you just appear pro se. Your choice. I mean, I don't know. Most of these people have no problem admitting that they can't afford this, that, and the other because, if you're on YouTube grifting for tampons, well, then you probably need a court-appointed lawyer. But, that's our system. So I think that's how we'll do that. You can always bring the attorney of your choice, but in this jurisdiction, the court will set the rules, okay? And I mean, let's face it, this isn't going to be real court. It'll probably be more like well, I would love it to be like a version of something like like a hybrid, something between Judge Judy and Jerry Springer. I think that would be so good. So, hello to the new ones coming in the door. Mike Stevens, gonna be a good boy today. Blame Slade, how are you, Remy? You know, Remy, listen, I think, the idea is, hell yeah, subpoena anybody you want. Doesn't mean they're going to show up. And my goodness, I certainly wish that I could issue a bench warrant if they don't appear. But, oh my goodness, I think, in a perfect world, we keep this as kind of as based in real legal procedure, in as much as we know it as lay people, okay? But hopefully, what would be great is if it catches on and people start talking about it. Hi, Stargazer Mom, how are you? Oh, you've been hanging in the bushes, huh? Well, that's okay. Come on in. I don't bite. Contrary to what some people might believe. Don't worry, we all hang in the bushes at, certain neighborhoods before we knock on the door. Welcome. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. That this is just my very loosely based. So okay, so what's today? Today is Saturday. So what if we by Monday I will put up on Community Post how many choices? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've written like 5 things down here that just, things I've been thinking about or listening to. And come on, this, if there is one, something that always makes me laugh. I love it when these bitches say things like, I'm sorry you're so desperate for content that, all you can do is talk about, insert name. I'm pretty sure that there is, if you're smart, if you're a thinking person and you're, quick on your feet. Some of these people seem to be more like felines with 9 lives and kind of like a cat. They say they always land on their feet. It always makes me laugh when I hear somebody assert that the reason you're speaking about them or something they said, a recent event, is because, you know, you're too deficient to come up with content. Well, newsflash, when you become the content, well, it's probably because you're showing your ass and acting like a dumbass. So that's just kind of what happens around here. People comment on it. I have, let's see if this is one of my legal pads that is full of things I was going to talk about, and then, you know, for whatever reason, no, this isn't one of them. I kid you not. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is, what time it is, what happened the day before, what happened the week before. I always have more shit jotted down on sticky notes, legal pads, notebooks. I've even used paper plates. I've used paper towels too, because when I'm listening to something, wherever I am, I've told you guys I'm friggin' old, okay? If I don't write it down, I can't remember. And you know, some people around here who are so destitute apparently that they need to eBay for tampons. Well, you know, be glad that I'm old and I don't want to cut into your Tampax budget. That always makes me laugh when I hear people say things like that. Like, well, what are you going to do when, you know, this one's not here? And, give me an ever-loving break. It's like, maybe if you were not such a shit show of a gift on the daily, well, hold on one sec. Okay. So yeah, I've got 5 things written down here that have happened in just the last couple days. One I am absolutely going to talk about when I'm done here. You know, Mike Stevens, I don't know. I haven't needed them myself in quite a while, but well, I mean, I don't know what's expensive. To me, expensive would be $100 a box. No, I don't think they're anywhere close to that. Oh God, overshare much. This. Yeah, it just always makes me laugh when I hear people say some stupid shit like there's a shortage of content to talk about on here. Yeah, no, not so much. So maybe on Monday I put 4 or 5 choices up there. Everybody votes, and whoever gets the most votes, well, that's the case that we're going to do. And in a perfect world, maybe a week we give it, maybe the following. That's semantic stuff. The logistics, we'll get that figured out. That won't be hard. But once we've picked who's been indicted, in a perfect world, they show up and they plead their case. Or they bring their lawyer with them to plead their case for them. And somebody's going to play prosecutor. And I'm sorry. Since we're playing in my playroom, I'm calling first dibs on prosecutor, and then I will pass my well, I won't have a gavel. Oh, I did find a lovely judge's outfit on Amazon. It's a black, looks much like a graduation robe, and then it's got like white cuffs and oh, I forget the name of this thing, what they call it. It's not a dickie. It's funny, it was a term I have not even heard before. Oh, and B. Tim, for the record, sir, this morning I did in fact Google tie fisherman pants. B. Tim, listen, let me tell you what that is, old school. That is a new rebranded name for drop crotch pants, also known as MC Hammer pants. Oh, that was, I kind of had a feeling that's what they were going to be when I Googled them. But last night on, we were on Savage Live's panel, and B. Tim just happened to mention that he was wearing a pair of tie fisherman pants. It is so funny how things get rebranded to attract a whole new group of, a whole new audience who may have gone like that if they still called them MC Hammer pants. I'm trying to think. There's been lots of other things in fashion that get a rebranding while still being the same product. Am I wrong? Okay, does anybody else have a different no, PPK, they're not the parachute pants. Do you remember back in the day, like in the 80s? Was it the 80s? I think it was the 80s. Oh, there was another name for them. And a lot of, were they called Jimmy Jams or something jams? Do you remember the pants MC Hammer wore? They were super baggy and they're a drop crotch pant. So the crotch of the pants is, think maybe harem before they were MC Hammer pants. Harem pants are another kind of like modified drop crotch pant, but that's all they are, so he could dance in them and you didn't have the crotch. Hey, I'm saying hi to Bob. He's walking in my office. Jams. Yes, that's what they were. And they came in like wild colors. My God, I remember MC Hammer when it came out. Oh, Tiffany, I don't think he came in. Tuesday Child Genie pants. Yes, that's another name for them. Harem pants. Yep. I'm trying to think of some other apparel items throughout wardrobe history that have, how about, well, probably back in the 60s and the 50s, they called what we now call capri pants. They called pedal pushers, clam diggers. I mean, there's only so many things you can do with clothing, but they're always taking, well, everything old is new again. God, what are some other? There's, of course, when I want to think of them, I can't. As soon as I leave my office, I'll think of a whole bunch of them. But okay, so in the perfect world, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I think the best thing to do is try and get like a template how to do this. Hey, Heels. And then we put it into play as close to the template. I mean, I think it's just going to be one of these things that's it's going to evolve. And the first one's probably going to suck. Heels in the air, which Go to Crimes and Fashion. And then I'm going to put the link out, and anybody who wants to come up and throw their 2 cents into this about how to do this in, in the best way, to make it work the way we want it to, or at least try. Now, here's just a few things that I wrote down, just, based on what's going on in the hood right about now. And, some of the more egregious people, and, not everybody has to be facing the death penalty. Although I'm sure there's some of them that we would like to, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Mike, there is no defense for that. And I'm pretty sure that bitch would insist on being pro se because, she's always the smartest one in the room. Okay. We're driving through the hood. Yeah, we are. Okay, so one of the first ones that comes to mind, one of the most egregious tragedy pimps on this platform, Prayer Garden of America. I think we should also charge her for the crimes that she does to the English language. And I mean, listen, this is supposed to be funny. This isn't all like super serious. We're not trying to, replicate down to a stenographer an actual real court proceeding. Yes, in a way, but it is also meant to be entertaining and funny. And well, my goodness, if ever one should be charged with crimes against the English language, well, it is Prayer Garden of America, along with several other things that we could charge her with. Okay, so hold one moment, please. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to put it in the chat. Heels, I was saying that. Okay, where's my link? All right, let me try this again. Before you got here, and I'm sorry, I just remembered I was supposed to give you a reminder. Here's your reminder. Okay, I just put the link in the chat. But I was telling everybody that you had graciously agreed to serve as our judge, at least the first time out, and that we'll rotate all these things. Okay, so that's one of my first on the list. And she doesn't have to be first, but trust me, that bitch is getting her day in court. And maybe Jaundice for All could be her lawyer, since they are like BFFs now. Oh my God. What is his real? Is it Justin? It is, right? Listen, I know you lost your fearless leader, but dude, you are literally scraping the bottom. You are scraping the bottom of the YouTube barrel, okay? All the sludge and muck. Yeah. But when you are at the point in your YouTube career, when you are a regular guest on Prayer Garden of America's mouth breathing Mensa panel, yeah, it's a wrap. Did you see him on there?
Yes.
Was that just special or what? And all of this, bear in mind, while they are that is Summer's channel though. Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. It makes me maybe we should do a civil and a criminal at the same time. I mean, we can do whatever the hell we want. This is not, you know,
Yeah, and
unfortunately,
see,
not the real deal.
one of my ideas is that we inform them about the trial,
Yep.
and they can choose to show up
Yep.
pro se or with an attorney.
Yep. I before you got
And
here,
if they,
like right in the beginning, that is exactly what I said.
oh, you did?
Yep. And I said that if they chose not to appear and plead their case, well, we will just try them in absentia.
Right. Exactly.
And then we appoint an attorney who is going to have to go up against the prosecutor and plead their case for them.
Yeah.
Hi, Nonsense. How are you?
So prayer garden and
okay. So let's see. We got prayer garden.
Unirock.
Oh, yes. Oh, I was just listening to old Unirock. Well, he's back, huh? Well, he's
Yeah.
back, and he has a new pronunciation of an old word. Oh my God, what is that about?
Extrapolate.
No, tragedy pimp.
Oh, pimps.
What is that? It makes me want to bitch slap him. What I mean,
I know.
that I do not understand what he thinks that rise in octave by 10 levels. What is that supposed to be doing?
Yeah, or that it's even funny at this point.
No,
like joking is not what he should be doing.
Is Navy back with him?
I've heard rumors that he is, but
Maybe
then that he's not. So
oh, I don't know.
who knows?
Yeah, this thing is just ever expanding. Okay, so that's another one. Well, from what I hear, we have another court proceeding that there's some controversy around.
For Betty or Dolly?
What's her face? Molly.
Oh, she already went.
Right, but the recording that someone recorded.
But I'm sure it's Molly. I'm sure it was her hidden booby pin.
Was it her bodyguard?
Could have been. I think it was Molly.
I have never
And why would she have a bodyguard?
I was just going to say, bitch, I don't know what punch bowl you're drinking out of, but change. Find a different one. Let me tell you, this morning, I listened to Jilly Bean.
Why? I mean, really?
Well, I listened to her on Diamond Cutter because I was listening to Diamond Cutter's live from a few days ago. And I listened to her going off. Let me just say, I do believe she might be a student of the Molly Golightly Diction Academy and the Prayer Garden of America 4th grade graduating class. They definitely, and you know what I kept thinking to myself is, wow, this Molly, these are her people. Like, that's her peeps.
Yep.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And I think I understand why to a degree, but what is that old expression? Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're not friends.
No, hell no. No.
You know, they're useful idiots.
Yeah. They just don't know it. They don't know it until they hit the curb.
Do you really think they don't know it? I mean,
You know, in the case of some of them, honestly, I think that just based on the little bit I've heard, we are not. Listen, I'm sure she's got kind of like an MLM. She's got different levels of people that are useful to her for whatever reason.
For different reasons.
Yeah, and the ones who you can push right out there to take a body shot for you, there seem to be more like the jelly bean variety. And
yeah, because you would think Jilly Bean would look around at the friends she has and think, what's different about this?
I'm sure it's very enticing to, be brought into the orbit of everything that is
Molly, the reality star.
Oh my God, yes, the fabulous, the glamorous life of Molly Golightly. So yeah,
Everyone's favorite life coach.
I think she rents that too, renting rooms and yeah. So there's that, and then well, there's another one I'm thinking about, but without getting that person's consent to speak about it, I don't want to because it's not my, it's not my, even though it's been talked about a lot on here, it's pretty sensitive and gross. So that one I wouldn't do without getting that person's consent. But have no fear. We've got there's no end. And then how about Laura?
Oh my God, yes.
The things that she said about rabbits.
And everybody else, just pick a day.
Do you think that if she were to grace our lowly night court with her presence, do you think she would be pro se or would she be
absolutely.
a lawyer? Oh, that's right. She's smarter than lawyers.
Yeah, she went represented herself in a divorce. So she's pretty.
Yeah, didn't it go on 3 years? Is that what I heard?
2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
Oh, well, I mean,
so she's pretty well versed.
Time, but yeah. So there's that.
Laura.
And then of course there's always Bullhorn Betty. There's always. Speaking of that, do we know where she is? Kind of like where in the world is Matt Lauer? Where in the world is
no earthly idea. I have not watched her, and I think I watched her a little bit today and did a video that I don't know if I will or won't put out, but I haven't watched her like 2 weeks. So
I did see
no idea.
Headstones and Headlines made a community post, and so did Bash the Tragedy Pimps. It was a lovely photograph of Betty in some establishment, standing next to some guy at the bar, it looked like, and she was doing one of these because that's nothing screams advocate or activist like that.
Right.
It only could have been better if she wore her graphic T-shirt about what did that stupid thing say? Oh, Ellie says she's okay. Now wait, Ellie says New York, Texas. Tiffany says Iowa.
New York.
Emmy said she was in Iowa. Okay, so that's Headstones and Headlines.
Why would she be in New York? Talk about a fish out of water.
And you know what I did see, and I think it was in Bash the Tragedy Pimps community post. I believe that's what it was. Well, apparently, I guess people donated some money for her trip, whatever this mystery trip is. And apparently they perhaps thought the money was going to be used for another locale, we'll just say. And all of a sudden, no.
Yeah, well.
Actually, why don't I just read it instead of because it was interesting. Okay, let's see. I think that was Bash the Tragedy Pimps. Tell you what, these
Audacity. Did you just say she doesn't seem like one to try to lie? Are you talking about Betty?
Oh, it couldn't be.
Yeah, I think I'm mistaken.
Okay, let's see here. Bash. Okay, Bash the Tragedy Pimps. Let's go to community. Okay, it says. Oh, well, first is on this picture, and it says,
Oh,
"Oh
okay.
wow, this is the true attitude of Miss Professional Everything. How disgusting! This is one of the reasons you are not liked, Andra. I have no more words." Oh, saying she's not liked is being rather charitable. And the other one was, let's see. Damn it, it was right under there. And
Gotcha, Audacity.
oh, I love this one. It's a picture of Betty, and oh, that girl. Did you pack your pop-up stylist? It doesn't look like you did, girl. That hair. Oh my goodness. Betty, it's half a step forward and 12 steps back where that hair is concerned. Oh boy, it's looking bad.
Is it pink? Is it still pink?
No, it's not. And interestingly enough, did you happen to hear? I did not know that Mallory, House of Williams, was a hairdresser at some point.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. Or maybe just knows a lot about hair, but much like anybody else who has ever even had their hair done by a competent professional. She was saying the other day, I caught it on, it was Headstones and Headlines. She always makes Mallory look like a head of broccoli. It's kind of funny. And it was Mallory just saying that whatever hairdresser took her money to do that mess to her, that, well, she just, in her opinion, they weren't very ethical, because anybody who does hair would know that hair as fried out and porous as Betty's, she didn't say fried out, she said porous. It's just a nicer way to say fried out.
Right.
She said they would have known that putting pink, it's already a temporary thing, and that they would have known that color would have done exactly what it did, and poof, disappear in about 2 days.
Right, and it did.
That's a good thing. I mean, because the only way to make that shit on top of her head worse is to make it cotton candy pink. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it looked like she was, when she took a picture, it looked like she was at a chain kind of salon, like the $6 whatever. You know what I mean? Like there were 100 chairs in there.
This post says, I'll pull this up because you got to see this one. This one needs the visual to go with it. Yeah. Well, you know, Betty, usually when she's going on her top secret locations, I know you've heard her say in the past, well, we have to, when we stay someplace, we can't even have a picture on the wall behind us because people will stalk us to our, yeah, like, who the hell?
No one does that.
Nobody gives a shit, Betty.
I mean, I would never go to prison saying I killed Betty. I mean, that would just be embarrassing.
Yeah. No, it would be embarrassing to even say you spoke to her in real life. Never mind.
Yeah. No, I would not waste something that big on her.
Okay. Damn it, my mouse must be losing battery because I'm having to move this damn thing all over the place. Okay. Can you see it?
Not yet. Okay.
Okay. Is it too small? I just want you to see the picture, and I'll read the text from the other
Yeah,
side.
can you scroll up just a little?
Yep.
There you go.
I was going to try.
She got her hair cut, though.
Cut. Yeah, cut. If you mean broke by cut,
Yeah, see, the bottom is a lot shorter.
yeah, but it's not even unless it.
No,
That's why, to me, I'm sure the lady would have absolutely had whatever melted off in the sink when she went to wash it, because you know that this is how it went. I mean, Betty said the hairdresser would have said, "Look, I have got to take off at least the ends because they're so
right,
damaged." And she would have said, "Oh, but I like the length. I'm growing it long." She's that girl. Like you can't
right.
explain that. But
She takes, yeah,
you can tell it's all these different. I guess Betty wants people to think that those are layers.
yeah.
But what she says in the text of this post, it says, "Wow, Betty, you didn't do a good grifting job this time. The walls on that motel room look like walls in a rent by the hour sleaze bag motel."
Yeah, is that paint coming off the wall behind her?
Yeah, it's like a big old
Lord.
yeah, it's like a big old chunk out of the wall there. Okay, so I mean, with Betty, I mean, the choices are endless of what we could choose to indict her on. And I think those were, yeah, those, okay, so those are the ones I came up with. So I was thinking, hey, B Tim. B
Maybe
Tim,
10.
did you hear my assessment on your Thai fisherman pants?
My Thai fisherman pants?
Now, B Tim told me last night on
Oh,
Savage's panel that he was wearing Thai fisherman pants. And I said, "What the hell are Thai fisherman pants?" And both he and Voices said, "Google it." So this morning, that's what I did. And I came on here and I said, those are drop crotch MC Hammer pants rebranded as Thai fish.
I can see it.
Sure they are.
Sure.
Hold on, I gotta close my office door. My husband came home.
I don't see these, Tim.
I'm gonna put the link. I'm
Here
gonna
you
put the link out again. Anybody that would like to come up and give their thoughts on, just some of the logistics. I don't want to be. I need help. I want you guys to give me your thoughts on.
Do you have critters on there? Critters on the farm or whatever on your list?
She's part of the old Biddy gang, right? What I
Yeah.
call the old Biddy gang. No, I don't ever watch her, but
Okay.
and I mean, it's like we're gonna have trouble keeping the choices to. But the good news is, even if we don't indict them 1 week, well, I'm quite certain they'll show up on the docket again.
Yeah. True.
So here's kind of what we sussed out before you got here. Maybe on a Monday, I'll put X amount of choices on community post. Whoever gets the most votes, that's who's getting indicted. That'll serve as their indictment. We will give them a summons via video or community post, whatever, probably video. And then maybe we'll pick a day or night to do it. And if they show up, they can either represent themselves or they can bring an attorney of their choice. If they do not show up, we will try them in absentia. And we will then pick somebody to defend them, whoever wants to. I mean, those are the finer points. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be figured out, but that's the loosely based.
The gist of it.
Yeah. So
well, when you put their name, are you going to show what the indictment will be for?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey, Headstones, how you doing?
Hey, Headstones. I was just in her chat.
Let's see. Liza says we're going to have to do research on them, or oh yes, Liza. We'll do like yeah, we'll put something. I mean, listen, it's going to be, y'all are going to know exactly who they are and what's the latest and the greatest. I mean, if you roll around in this hood, you're not going to have to do homework. We're not going to
Yeah.
do anything that, what is that in my favorite movie of all time, Mommy Dearest, when Joan Crawford at the very end of the movie, when she cuts her daughter out of the will, and it says, and to my daughter, Christina, I have made no, how did you put it? No provisions, no specific provisions, for reasons which are very well known to her. So much like, in that vein. Oh, voices. No, that's kind of like, nope, kind of like that other thing I said, we're not summoning.
Oh, God.
Nope, ain't going there.
Voices. I just watched one of hers from about 3 days ago, and she's got, what is the name? I always, Vanessa. Big old picture of Vanessa up there, and she's talking about her.
Are you serious?
Yeah, big old picture of her and playing a phone call between them from 2021.
Wow. Yeah, and that's why we ain't touching that with a pole.
No, she's insane.
And I'm sorry. I'm just going to throw it out there right now. And I'm not going to say another word about it, but to me, it's not hard to make this decision when I just think of this very fact. I don't know about you, but I can tell you about the very last people that I am going to call out and or point a finger at where a crime or anything is concerned is, I don't know, a Mexican drug cartel. Yeah, nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nope, don't need any part of anything that has that type of logic.
Well, you're throwing this couple under the bus that they think they're smarter than the police because the police haven't figured that out yet, that they could be involved. And saying that the woman is the Uber driver. I think they know who the Uber driver is. So
I watched last night. I just heard the tail end of her live on Queen Bee's before she got down. Checkmate.
Yeah.
Is it Checkmate Humanity?
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Okay. I like her.
Unmasked. Bearkin Island Unmasked. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
She is a smart cookie.
Yeah, she's being sued, right? By Lena.
I think I heard that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, honestly, I think there are just some places I ain't going for any reason. And believe me, that could be a nope. I mean, I think if you don't look at what you're in for, that's foolish because we've seen it. So
well, and just to go through the trouble of going through a trial with her where she makes an absolute total ass of herself, but she doesn't quit even when she's given a permanent restraining order. Permanent.
Yeah.
She doesn't quit.
Yeah. And that tells me everything I need to know. That is it. That's a hard pass. That will never happen. And I know that's kind of like, I do want, trust me, I understand the irony in the fact that I'm not touching that but that's because I'm not stupid.
Well, she needs to be thrown in jail for sitting there playing phone calls and putting her picked her up again, and then maybe she'll learn, but I don't know. But that's part of her order.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, believe me, we know. Yep. But yeah. I mean, there's just certain things that, we all have them. There are certain people and certain things that are, nope, no fly.
Nope.
And that's
hard line.
Yep. And that's one. That can be somebody, hey, that's great for anybody else who wants to take that on. It's just not going to be me.
No thanks and Chris McDonough are two good ones. No thanks is being suggested, but I'm suggesting Chris McDonough.
Oh, I think we would need to revisit that like further down the
down the line.
Yeah, I don't think he should. I don't think we should have him number one.
No, but
yeah, I haven't seen or heard anything from No Thanks in ages. Like,
oh, they just recently tried to get Don to go back with the with Chris's foundation to look for Summer, like not even a month ago.
God,
yeah.
I think it's kind of like you do at least the way I try and look at it. I try and, because listen, nobody can take all of these dirt bags on. You just can't. So I think everybody focuses on whoever they think is the most egregious to them. And I mean, I definitely have my hit parade, as does everybody.
T. Kelly, I'm not sure what you're asking me. Do you think, I lost it. Do you think JLR would mention someone in the CND defending them if he isn't pretty chummy with them? I don't know. What? Do you know what Kelly's asking?
No.
Mention someone in the CND defending them if he isn't pretty chummy.
And I have a feeling it's not. I don't think the defending is defending as in attorney. I think it's as
right, like Molly or Betty were mentioned.
Yeah. I follow the grain. Oh, you're playing in dirt and shit? Well, so are we.
What?
We're just doing it in the air conditioning. Follow the Grain says, back to the garden I go. We'll be listening while I play dirt and manure.
Oh, yes, I'll just sit right here and watch you.
Well.
What's Mike trying to prove?
Huh?
Don put Summer where she is. Mike Stevens, you have no evidence to base that on. So.
Yeah. And listen, after what I heard the other day about, things that are changing in YouTube.
Right.
And nobody should be speaking in absolutes. And I definitely don't want anybody doing it here. And I mean, that's just common sense. Everything should be prefaced with, in my opinion.
In my opinion. Kelly, JLR mentioned a name defending them in his C&D. He mentioned Bullhorn Betty, Molly, and Doug of Northport, and Queen Bee. I'm guessing you're talking about Molly and Betty, but I don't remember it saying anything about them defending him. Mention a name. I don't remember. I mean, I don't have it in front of me, but I don't remember that. Could be.
Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan. I never heard until just now that. Wait, who did I just hear you say that I have not heard mentioned before?
In the chat?
No, what you were just in the C&D.
Oh, Molly, Betty, Doug of Northport Point.
Doug of Northport. That's the first I'm hearing of that.
Yeah, he's the guy. You know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he was mentioned as someone in a video. And why, I don't know, but he was mentioned as someone in a video. I've
Wow.
only read it once, so, but I do remember the name.
Um,
And I think he's the one that Uni said he didn't know. He said some of the names I didn't even know, and I think that's probably it.
which, oh God, has he got a whole nother? All I know is I listened to about 10 minutes of his. I think it was titled "I'm Back," some such thing.
Yeah, it was circles.
Yeah. Anybody who uses 300 words to say what you can say very easily understood in 20 words, well, there's a reason for that. I mean,
Yeah,
it's comical at this point to me.
yeah, yeah. He either says he apologizes or he says, or he just goes away.
The one thing he repeatedly says that I just want to like throw something at my TV every time he does it, because it is the most juvenile, stupid, bullshit thing I've heard in the whole thing. One of them. And that is he seems to want to preface, well, just about everything with, well, this is what people want me to do, or what people are telling me to do. I mean, you would think this
What
man,
people?
yeah. Oh, well, apparently he
All
does
the,
not make a move without, first consulting the masses. It is,
oh, God.
it's just so stupid. I don't get it. And I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it doesn't matter what people are telling you. It's what you need to do. It's what
It's
you need to do.
and it's pretty clear that, well, let's just say this: if that were true, then my goodness, it doesn't appear that he listens to said people.
Right.
So,
Well, and
oh,
he doesn't really have any people left. I think most of them left.
I found
Oh,
my,
gotcha. Killing.
huh? I I don't know. This is just the fucking strangest place to me. It's I don't know. I don't get it. It never. How many people have done this? Well, I don't know. I guess for some people it'll work and for some people it won't. But I just cannot imagine. I mean, there comes a point when you are busted. You're
Completely busted.
yes, and I mean the only way to make it worse is to double down, triple down, quadruple down, square root of 347,000
Which is what he did.
down.
Yeah, that's what he did with that last video. He just tripled down.
I couldn't even. And oh God. Oh, brilliant video, by the way, with Goldie. Was that from
Oh,
Laugh-In?
yes.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And it was so, I mean, that was him. That
Right.
was him.
Yep. Except she made more sense.
Yeah. And I was actually trying to follow her.
Yeah, you have to go watch those. They're so funny.
My God. Wow.
But yeah, he made no sense. I was just sitting staring at the TV thinking he needs Navy back to, bring him back a little bit.
And I don't get that. I'm
Thank you,
I don't get
Trisha.
it. I do not. I don't get a like. I mean, I get there's a friendship, and I can't remember. Somebody left me a comment, and it was, they kind of felt like I went hard on Navy, and I said, I can understand how maybe you think that, and that was not my objective. My whole thing was, anytime you speak in absolutes about things that you have no possible way to truly be able to know that definitively,
Right.
that completely waters down your whole point. It just does, because that is not what. And I said to this person, listen, I could 100% understand and get behind if he had just come up and said, I know uni. I have been, I've talked to him every day of my life for the last X amount of years. I know the man. I'm telling you, he would have never done that. That I
Yeah.
could have completely understood, respected, and dealt with. But when you want to, you want us to believe that you can, and you are willing to say that about every single person, and not just who are currently there, but who've ever been there at any point in the past. That's when it becomes fantastical for me. And
Well, even one person. I mean, you think you know people.
you
I
don't.
think they've known each other 4 years. You do not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we both have things in our past that we can look back on and think, I really thought I knew that person.
Yes. My God, it happens in marriages, in families.
Right.
And I mean, yeah, so that's, but that was my only thing with him, was that, dude, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I have to say, I don't think I've ever seen a guy like roll that hard for another guy, but I don't hang with.
Well, he knows it reflects on him too. You know what I mean? I think Ellie
Yeah,
says, I
because they
think,
associate them together,
right.
rightly or wrongly.
And until Uni got caught, Navy stuck by him. But Uni needed to be asking him too, look, I'm in this with you. I need to see it.
But yeah, don't leave me out here, well, kind of like when you have a lawyer and you've got to go to court, and what does the lawyer always say? I need to know everything, because I have to be prepared for anything that comes at me, and I
Right.
don't need to be finding out about it while you're sitting on the stand. And
Right.
if you don't tell your lawyer, well, they can't give you that defense that you're, probably paying dearly for. So
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I put the link in the chat if anybody else wants to come up and kind of, I don't know, do you think it's the outline of this court is pretty, I mean, we're gonna have to just do it and work out all the,
right. Work at all the kinks. We'll do
Yeah.
like a trial,
yeah, so we don't want
a trial.
we probably don't want to pick the most egregious offender first out of the gate.
Yeah.
Oh, and something else I was thinking, it doesn't always have to be criminal court. It could be criminal, and then if you are judged guilty, then you can get sued in civil court. I mean, wide open.
Yep. My dog is snoring again.
I do hear him this time. It's funny because I've never heard him before, but I do hear him now.
Yeah. And he's not even close to me. Or she. Not me.
Tuesday says, guys love drama too. Don't let them fool you. Oh, hell yes. My God, I think they're worse than the women.
Yeah, they really are. Sheila, please. Oh my God. Yeah, sometimes.
Well, I was married to a man for 12 years, and when I divorced him, I figured out I never knew him. And that is a story as old as time. That is not
Exactly.
That is not Little Minx. Hi. Oh, should do a mock trial of JLR and Uni's civil trial.
We should. Yeah, we need to practice the first one.
A good one. Although JLR might sue us for That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
I know, Ellie. It's my dog. I'm so sorry. Sheila. She's got her eyes open too. She's doing it to aggravate me.
Oh, the puppies.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Oh God, last night Savage showed an absolutely hilarious video of her cat underneath her bed, just going cray cray, you know.
Oh, I've seen it before.
Feline
Hilarious.
on your table's now available. And that she had the Mission Impossible music going.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It was really cute. Oh, oh yes, I love a puppy. As long as there's somebody else's. Never again. I swear, when I got my dog now as a puppy, God, he's almost 13. When I got him as a puppy, I told my husband, I said, damn, if I hadn't had a baby, a newborn, I don't think I could have done this puppy thing.
Yeah, puppies are the worst. I mean, they're the cutest, but they're the worst.
Oh my God. And it's funny because my husband had a dog, his dog, and then our dog, which is my dog. In fact, my husband always says, I don't have a dog. My dog's in the backyard. Because our big dog died. But it was funny because his dog that dog was brilliant. He was an Australian Shepherd, and he was a fantastic dog. But my husband, I mean, he was a very good puppy dad. My dog, well, you know, Bichons are not known for being the brightest of the small dog category. I always tell my husband, I'm like, look, what? He'll come home and he'll be like, oh my God, does that dog do anything but sleep and eat and occasionally pee in the house? And I'm like, I said, what do you want him to do? Get a job? Yeah,
that's the kind of dog, John.
Huh?
I was going to say, that's the kind of, it always reminds me of John Benet Ramsey's dog was a Bichon.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Don't know why I remember that.
Beer Can, you know what? There are cats. That's a cat thing. And some cats love to not only sleep on shoulders, there are cats that actually insist on sitting on their owner's shoulder. Some of them will like wrap around the neck. I'm like, oh my God, no, not mine. I have one of my three is overly affectionate, and quite interestingly, her name is Bitchy, but
your cat would kill you sitting on your shoulder.
Oh, the big fat one. Oh, listen, he is so bad. He's, you know, like when your kids are little and you're on the phone, and that is when they quite naturally must have your undivided attention. When that cat sees an iPad come out, it's kind of like this magnetic pull, and he will get up and he will start headbutting the iPad. He will take his paw and put it on the board. I'm like, which case needs to be solved.
Yeah, that's why she's snoring.
Hey, Catherine, how you doing?
Hey, Catherine.
Yes, Aussies are very, very smart, Blunt Bee. In fact, ours could have easily been a service dog. He was that smart, and he was so food driven. He would do anything for food. In fact, my husband thought about teaching him to open the door, and then he thought better of it because we didn't want him out, you know. He would go out. I mean, on 2 acres, he's got a lot of places to go, but he could get sidetracked too, and we always worried that he'd wander off. But okay, so can you think of anybody else we could put up for the first, just for the first?
Well, I mean, no thanks. because I think he would do it.
Okay, and what's he been doing?
He's just all over the Summer Wells case again.
Summer.
Yeah, after he said he wasn't going to do it this way again, he is. And Josh, but I don't think Josh would show up.
No, hell no. No.
Laura.
That one's a toss-up. I think she would think she was, far too far superior to ever grace.
Oh no.
Us with her presence.
She was on White Boy Radio the other night, so.
Oh God.
And he's got a smaller. I think he's got a. I don't know. It's not that small, but.
You know what I always say to the people that like to do that shit, where it's like, well, like you can barely get insert number in your chat. You've only got insert number for subs. People,
yeah, she does that all the time.
Yeah, you know what I say to those people? Congratulations. There seems to be a correlation between, like, I don't know. You take that. You go ahead and keep winning it YouTube, and I'll win it life. So
yeah. I think she would, because she's kind of doing anything right now to get attention.
Yeah, that's what I hear. But see, y'all would know that far better than I would. But
and then Gina, believe it or not, but I don't know that she has a channel. I don't think she has a channel.
She doesn't?
I don't think so. She's been hanging around at Queens a lot.
I did notice that.
And Dolly, of course.
Ellie, I put the link in the chat if you want to come up.
Avery. I have a bone to pick with her.
Reminds me. Oh my God. That's
Avery.
what I heard. When you said white boy, that came up in my my queue. Now, I've never listened to him, but I clicked on it because it said the title was catchy, and it was something about Avery. And I swear to you, I don't know if it's true, but I guess you heard what he said about who she called at the very least a boyfriend, who white boy said he spoke to and was nothing more than a date. That was only one day. Is okay, so it was never got past that.
Never got past that.
Okay, that's somebody.
Yeah, she said she was married to him to some people. To me, she said fiance, and I never believed it because I know somebody that knows him.
And who is he?
He's a detective.
Okay.
He was on the case of Crystal Turner and Kaylin Schulte.
Did Betty give him information so he could solve the case?
Well, of course. He was on their show. He was on with Betty and Chronicles. No, he's a good guy. They had gone down there and talked to him. And so I think he was just kind of doing them a favor by being on. But no, he goes on. I've seen him on like Court TV and so on, like an Inside Edition. He's a good guy.
That whole thing is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, and I don't know. I mean, to me, it's here and it's here. And one is they were almost married, and one is it was one date, and I couldn't wait to get out of it.
I'm going to believe the one date, because Avery, maybe in person, gives off the kind of vibes that are obvious to us now, I mean, she's been stalking Dolly for a solid year with no good response.
Did you see I don't know, I put it up probably, I guess it was a week or 10 days ago. She had reached out to me. And I was like, why?
She's reaching out to everybody.
I had no platform platform. There was no reason. I didn't know him. I wasn't on his channel. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
so I it's just, I mean, when you hear, there's always his side, her side, the truth, but someone is like, I mean, that is complete. Somebody has a complete fantasy going on in their head.
right.
Whoever,
That's what it is.
it's not even like, well, you know.
Yeah,
They're not even in the same country. It doesn't sound like.
no, and I mean she's told a lot of. Well, for one thing, she says she has Ring doorbell video of Dolly and Betty showing up to her house.
I heard that.
Well, show it.
Produced.
No, she doesn't show anything. I mean, she does sometimes, but it, I think, is doctored. So easy to doctor stuff now.
Yeah. I mean, God, it's just but I mean, obviously, there's something ain't right when you've got here and you've got here. I mean, most people are at least in the same universe. The details are just different. This is not even in the same galaxy. It's just bizarre to me.
Well, in telling Queen, I will kill you.
What?
Yeah, she told her if Dolly wrote one more message to her son, I will hold you accountable and I will kill.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah. Heard it with my own ears. I think it's on one of my videos, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, so after that, it's hard to believe almost anything.
And is she still around?
Yes. She's all over the place. She's doing videos. She's acting like Nicolina is speaking for her. She did it. Oh, she's mad at me. I guess she did. I haven't seen it, but a video about me. Huh?
I'm sure that's a given.
Well, yeah. I mean, but
me now. I don't care.
I didn't say anything about her for a long time because I didn't see anything out there.
About her. I mean, honestly,
it's not my responsibility. Shit.
Yeah, it's the God. This is just the most insane. I don't know if you heard me earlier. I was saying how I think it's really comical that anybody thinks that there's a shortage of content. I mean, I write more crap down that I would like to comment on, but don't have time to get to before something more insane pops up.
Yeah.
That, time
That's
is
what happens.
Yeah. So it's like, really? I don't see a content deficit.
Yeah. Well, and that happens to me. I've got, I don't know how many started, and then something else will come up. So I go to that and then.
God. Yeah, I bet. Oh, jeez. Hey, the dancing kids.
Yeah.
That's the one I told you was my favorite. She's in another one now with her karaoke machine. That's her, right?
Yeah. She's older now. She's like 15 or 16 now.
What the hell?
Oh yeah, God. She made a lot of them.
Oh, she did? Yeah,
I love the one where she's got the little pink dress on, and then when she's doing cha-cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, cha-cha-cha, 1, 2, 3.
And is the bird, the lady with the bird, is that Jules?
That's Spudler.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
I want to do another one, but I've only got a couple of entrants so far.
Oh, maybe.
I think Laura screwed that up.
I was going to say, maybe you should sue Laura for that in YouTube court, of course, not.
Oh, yeah. I should. And then sue her civilly.
Hey, Sue. How you doing? His name alone is crit. Whose name? I'm just looking at the chat. Yeah,
Whose name?
I don't know. I'm scrolling up to try and find. Let's see.
Yeah, get your dogs to dance for me. Send it, Catherine.
Oh,
And that's the thing about kids too. They dance with abandon. You know, it's not like they are thinking
yeah,
people are judging them when adults won't do it because they think everybody's judging them
yeah, because they are.
because they are.
Sad but true. Oh
I
God,
got
you know what I watched the other night? It
do
was really
what?
good. You know what I watched the other night? That was
What?
really good. If anybody needs something good to watch, that's not terribly long. On Hulu, but it was on FX. Great Expectations. It,
Oh,
it was really good. It's only six episodes. I liked it.
is it new?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was telling my husband, my God, it's been made into a movie. Hell, everywhere from the 30s to, I don't know, I think the last remake was, I don't know, probably in the last 20 years, I would think. But yeah, it's really good. And 6 episodes is real doable. Oh,
Yeah.
and then I'm still watching Love and Death on HBO. I can't believe I didn't know about that case. Candy. Okay, wait. It's Betty Gore was killed by Candy Montgomery. 41 whacks of an axe.
Huh.
And was it somewhere outside of Dallas, some suburb? Oh, Wiley? Have you ever heard of Wiley,
What?
Texas?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
know where it is.
It happened in 1980. That's probably why I don't know about it because I was only 10.
It's like a Lizzie Borden.
Yeah. And Candy was having an affair with the lady who is no longer with us, with her husband. And of course they met in church in the choir.
Of course.
Uh-huh. But Hulu did their version of the series, and I think I actually liked that one better than HBO's. Jessica Biel was in that one, and she was great. But
Do you know what the name of it was? I want to watch it.
the Hulu one was called Candy.
Candy. Okay.
HBO, and that all of the episodes of that are out because that was, I think, a year ago. HBO
Okay.
is still going. I think they just put out episode 4 or 5, and I think there'll be 6 or 7. And Elizabeth Olsen's in that one.
I like her.
Yeah.
I like Jennifer Biel too.
Oh my God. And listen, they tried to make her as 80s looking because Candy had like a short, curly perm helmet hair. And
Yeah.
she still looked beautiful, even
Yeah.
though, woo, yeah, those 80s hair was brutal.
You can always tell too in pictures that it's 80s because of women's hair.
Oh yeah, we had no products, barely any tools. There wasn't even a flat iron then. I never had a flat iron at that time, and God knows.
Yeah, I don't recall.
The HBO show is called Love and Death, and Hulu's version is Candy. God, there was something else too, though, that I just watched, and it was good, so I was gonna tell. Shit. Well, that's weird.
I'm always looking for something good to watch.
Have you watched the Perry Mason on HBO?
No.
Oh, that's pretty good. There's 2 seasons. I forget the guy's name that plays Perry Mason. You'll recognize him. And the one who plays Della. It's got a modern, updated twist, but
Yeah. I have to watch it.
Zen 11, you are right. Only your iron that you use for your clothes. And because I did iron my hair with
They
an iron.
banned Great Expectations and To Kill a Mockingbird, and DeSantis went along with it.
Really?
No.
That's terrible. I live here and don't even know that, but I don't have kids in school. So, wow. Great Expectations?
Well, even To Kill a Mockingbird, I mean,
Well, you know, there's that whole, oh God, the whole Disney controversy with DeSantis.
yeah.
That's a whole thing. And
Well, I don't know about it. I know that
I
JLR
don't know
and Betty
about
were out there.
that. Oh, of course they were. Jesus. Yeah, go figure. Oh, do you remember when we were talking about old bets at the BOCC?
Yes.
I'm almost positive that what she was talking about, I asked my husband about it. Remember when she told Rick that he could bolt one of those things on her roof? My husband told me that in Chicago, and in other areas where there's, you know, lots of gun violence,
Uh-huh.
it's some kind of detection system that I guess comes up on some kind of a grid, and
Right.
cops can get there. So that's what she was talking about.
Is it that bad where she lives, though? I mean, I've heard it's not a good area, but is it that bad, Beer Can?
Really, I don't know. I can tell you just based on the pictures I've seen of her house that she's herself put out. Trust me, I didn't go looking for them. I mean, it's certainly not. It's not the high property tax bracket neighborhood. I can tell you that.
Right.
But I don't know. But what to me is so comical about it is, I'm sorry, but I don't know any Republicans that are true Republicans that would be down with the government putting any kind of I mean, because it's a type of surveillance.
Right.
It's such bullshit. I tell her all the time, you're a rhino, Benny.
She is.
Absolutely. I
She
think
really
she thinks because, you know, she's a fan of this right here. I think she thinks that makes her a conservative.
a fan of what? I didn't see. I was reading chat. Oh, yeah. Well, and
Oh, Blunt B says they have that detection system.
yeah,
Bye.
they have that there.
Returns. Have a good day. Okay, Liza says they've had them in DC for ages. Yeah, that seems surprising. I mean, I don't know Manatee County. Well, let's see. Is that, I'm trying to think if that beer can, does Manatee, is that like Longboat Key? Oh God, Siesta Key, is that Manatee? If so, well, that very well could be in Manatee County, but you know, it's like anything else. There's those hoods that I just mentioned. They don't have any detection systems there. That'd be a no. Sarasota.
Well, and could she attach something to her roof since she doesn't have one?
Oh my God, that's a great point.
Mm.
Yes. Maybe. Oh, well, maybe that's the trade-off.
Yeah, well, you'll have to put a roof on my house first, Rick.
Listen, I am still laughing about her on her little broom flying up to that podium and standing there in her coochie cutter shorts with her Spencer's gift shop graphic t-shirt about I don't have selective hearing, or I do, I'm ignoring you, some bullshit like that. Something that, just
Paints her as a smart ass
like
right
a
off the
gag
bat.
gift. It is like a gag gift.
Yeah.
But she's up there all indignant and when I'm out of town, I can't even conduct government business.
You can't do your 3-minute
Bitch,
commentary.
that is because you ain't the government. I
Right.
mean, wow, it's just so weird. Well,
It
Beer
is.
Man, yeah, that's Heels in the Air just brought that point up about how is Rick going to put that detection system on her non-existent roof? Oh my God, it never gets old.
I just think it's funny she knows the sheriff on a first name basis, given her record.
And you, oh God, although he probably wouldn't have been sheriff at that time, but who knows?
No, he wasn't. Oh, he was. I think he's only been in there like 4 years, maybe.
I mean, if she doesn't think that every person who works in that building, I would imagine that on the days when they have their meetings, I bet when everybody wanders into the office that morning and they're, at the communal coffee pot and whoever brought the donuts, that they are standing around at some point. Somebody says, "Oh God, what do you think that crazy bitch? What's her problem going to be today?"
Today,
Oh
yeah.
God, I just cannot imagine having to humor.
I think she's friends. I think Beer Can might have told me she's friends with the woman, Vanessa. I think it's Vanessa.
In the government?
Yeah, in Manatee County, the woman that is always up there.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I cannot imagine any of those people appreciate that fool. Okay, so Beer Can says north end of Longboat Key is Manatee. Okay. Where BHB lives is called Duplex City and is a bad crime area. Tuesday says so Betty could protest her own neighborhood. Oh, and interestingly enough, Beer Can says there is still no permit pulled for new roof. Well, I will say this. I know that, and I don't know about Manatee County, but I know that in my county, permits for certain things are very, very backed up. I'm talking, let's see, what I want to say up to 2 months outside of the normal time. So it could be that they're really backed up. That's interesting. I've never heard of Duplex City. I mean, Manatee is not terribly far from me, but I mean, I've vacationed down there several times, but yeah, I just could tell by pictures she had shown of her house that, I mean, you can usually guess. I figured that home was 50s or 60s. It's just a block Florida cracker house. That's what we call them.
Audacity, that's right. And what else we would find is that she didn't call when someone tore her mailbox down or was peeping in her windows, like she said.
Oh, bullshit. Who would?
Yeah.
Seriously. What?
Yeah, that's what she said Crude AF was doing.
See, that all predated me coming on the scene. That was really foul. It was interesting because last night somebody in Savages told me that they had left me. She said, I left you a comment on your last community post and I'll take it down as soon as you read it. And I was like, why? And I So I went and looked while we were still in there, and it was the post I made about Sarah Dreyer and when she was found. And it just pissed me off all over again. And I thought, I should repost this, and I should read it. And I think everyone should not let these things be forgotten, these disgusting, egregious things that she has done be
Yeah.
forgotten, because that's what happens. And it's just the next new disgusting, gross thing comes up. And
Yeah, that post.
yeah, the only ones who don't forget, though, are the poor people who were further victimized by that incredibly hateful, shitty. I'd kind of be interested to know what Mike Stevens' thoughts were on that, since Mike is Team Betty. I just wonder if, Mike, were you down with that? Did you think that was okay? That disgusting post she made on behalf of a guy who typically doesn't even admit that he knows her when given the opportunity. So I just wonder those are the kinds of things that I cannot wrap my head around with, because like Mike has said to me many times, well, I just like that Betty, that very generic brings awareness. Okay, fine. Let her, fine. You like the way she brings awareness, but do you also like the way that she was hateful?
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, Ellie.
Yeah,
She
I
doesn't
agree.
bring awareness to anything. They're high profile cases.
Yeah. And people forget very easy on the internet. That's that's what you guys were just saying. Like it's such a short term memory lot, when it comes, especially with Bullhorn, I don't know why. But she spreads so much misinformation out there.
Because there's always a new worst thing
Yeah.
taking place.
Right? Yeah, she keeps trumping herself with her. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would like to know that, because you can bring awareness, call it awareness. Some of that I can rationalize, but what I can never rationalize is, I'm sorry, you have got to be an unmitigated piece of shit to want to say something so hateful to someone for the very polite but short, direct, and to the point, respectful request to respect their home and their privacy. And that nasty bitch wanted that was her response. I mean,
yeah,
it's immature, it's juvenile, it's hateful, it's frankly, like all of her reactions, in my opinion, are very disproportionate to the event, typically.
Right.
So all the other stuff I can, there's things I can understand, I can rationalize, but that, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that post should be shown to every family she ever tries to help.
Right.
Yeah.
Piss her off one time.
Well, maybe whoever that person is that keeps that binder,
Yeah.
that follows her wherever.
Electronic binder.
Voice. Yeah.
Whatever that thing is. Yeah, I think that would be a great, and this, okay, in the big scheme of things, would I do it? No, I'm sorry. I'm a whole grown ass woman. I may talk like a trucker, but I try not to do it on here. Sometimes it comes out. I never said I was an angel, but I don't pretend that I'm an activist, an advocate, of this, of that. No, I don't pretend to be any of those things. But as a grown adult woman who is no longer in high school, I just don't go out to places and take pictures of myself doing this and then post them on social media like I'm a
Yeah,
high school kid.
exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
but it's the stupid people that follow her that I keep
Or
waiting.
rebrand yourself at 43 or however old she is.
Yeah, 43 going on 13. That's how old she is.
Yeah, she
Whatever-
acts like a little
whatever her
brat.
age.
Like, this is what I want. This is how I want to do it. I don't care that that's your house. I want to be here. Like, she's just very with the
Yeah.
sidewalk. I don't care that, you have to come and go from your house. I'm going to protest, right? I mean, like, and what are you protesting about? Like, she just has, like, her morals are just, like, off a beat, right? She thinks she has them, but they're kind of off, right?
Yeah, a little.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the juvenile thought process is the part where it's okay for her to do all these things to whoever is the very unfortunate target of her ire. But God forbid you should want to give her a dose of her own medicine, because that will be entirely unacceptable.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh,
And there's the juvenile part of the program.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how children think.
Yeah, when she was getting all over Eileen for mentioning her mother, but she's okay to mention everyone else's mother.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I am that nobody should ever mention anybody's mother. That's just
Well,
Yeah.
exactly.
and I mean, that thing with Dolly, the way he spoke to Eileen, who, for the record, I had never in my life heard of
Right.
before or since all that happened. And for a woman to stand there and listen to him verbally assault and dehumanize that woman, and what was her egregious sin she was committing? The same thing they were doing, just
Same
Recording
thing.
them. Yeah.
yeah.
It was like a mirror that they didn't want to look at, and see
Yeah.
their behavior. Yeah.
Mm.
Kind of like I know there's this, God, it's not my story, so I want to be careful what I say about it but I do want to talk about this, but not until I speak to the person first. But I know this, there are some women on this platform that are absolutely morally bankrupt, and I don't care if you hate someone's guts. Well, let me just put it this way. There is no scenario in this world where I would ever laugh at or sit by and speak about or kiki about if it happened to Betty or any other woman. I mean, there are some things that women, you don't do that kind of thing to another woman. And I have heard of more than one of these type of events on here. And I'm sorry. I don't want to say anything. And this is not a new situation. This is an old situation, but it's so egregious that, like I said, that's how I roll. It's not my story, and I do want to speak on it, but not without this person's consent. And
You're such a tease.
if she does something, but it won't be. Trust me, you know exactly. You know what I'm talking about. I'm just not saying it.
Okay.
But I mean, it's an older something that's
Story.
happened. Yeah, but it's just. And I heard someone saying that, get over it. Just get over it. It was a long time ago. Get over it. Really?
Yeah.
You know when I would be over it? I would be over it when I owned everything that bitch ever even thought about having. That's
Yeah.
when I'd be over it.
Yeah. No one has the right to tell someone to get over what you're talking about.
Oh, and I don't know the details, and they're none of my business. But
Well, Betty said it about that. What is it with the purpose?
oh yeah,
Jared.
yep.
Yeah.
with Ventures with Purpose, Jared Lysick guy, you mean?
His victim. She said, "Oh my God, it's been 30 years. Get over it."
Oh my gosh.
Oh, but she's
Yeah.
still talking about boo-hoo and, her daddy was not nice. I mean, God.
Yeah.
Isn't that supposed to give you
She's just a terrible person.
if you if you're ticking right up here, isn't when you have a shared adverse experience happen to you, doesn't that usually make you more sympathetic and empathetic to other people who have the same experience as you? Isn't that
Well, you would think so, but you would think even more. Even if you felt that way, you don't say it.
Exactly. You just have to censor yourself on here. She
Right.
doesn't. She's just like stream of consciousness a lot. She just says, and that's why she gets caught a lot with everything, because you're like, whoa, she probably doesn't even know she just said that.
Do you know what I heard when I was listening to last night? I pulled up that channel. Checkmate Humanity? Is that what
Checkmate for Humanity. Yeah.
I pulled up one of her videos, and it was about armchair detective being sued by Frankie Rizchuk Jr.
Right.
And I heard her say something that I was like, yes, finally, because I scream it all the time. Damn it. I don't know why my screen keeps blacking out. And that she was talking about the tragedy pimps. And she said, you have to realize a lot of these people, because of their criminal records, they cannot get regular jobs. So they're holding on to this gig, and they are not letting it go. And I was just like, oh, yes, damn. I'd love to hear that somebody else.
That's why so many are criminals.
It's interesting. Yeah.
This is the new median or front of Walmart, but you don't have to stand out in the heat. I mean, I literally listened to a woman this morning, who I'm assuming is a whole grown woman, talking about how, she just comes on here to, this people who are, how did she put it? Oh God. People who are not hard up, struggling or some bullshit like that. I just come on here to buy Tampax, and I'm like,
what?
You literally just told all of YouTube that you're here to make money to buy stuff like, Tampax and, I don't know, probably.
Yeah.
And she was pissed. Yes, Jilly Bean, that's who I'm talking about. She was full hot because I guess a very generous sub of several of these channels. Well, my goodness, it seemed like she didn't want to it was all under the guise of not wanting this poor woman to get taken advantage of. When in reality, bitch, do you think we're stupid? Everybody saw that for exactly what it was, which was, oh, no. I want that money. Like, not my heart. Listen, I can't even afford to buy tampons. Don't worry about something about her grandchild. She couldn't buy her a birthday present. The one that this Jilly was bitching about. And she said something so hilarious. Something about, you better give. I'm not outing that woman because it's not my place. But you better give her back her money. Or, she said something about calling the police.
Calling the police?
Calling the police. Oh, well, listen, she ain't a rocket scientist, okay?
Oh, really? I didn't notice.
Yeah, not, I've heard about her in the past, but never had the experience. Oh my God.
But the woman she's talking about gives to everybody all the time.
Yeah, that's what it
I,
sounded like.
yeah, I doubt
But
she would give what she can't.
I think, yeah, but she didn't want her piece of
The pie,
cash
yeah.
out game. She didn't want her allotment going, don't let her get 2 more shekels than me. But
Yeah.
it was all framed under the guise of, oh, I'm just looking out for her. And I'm thinking to myself, wow. And these are her people. Like these are her minions.
Yeah, those are Molly's minions.
I can certainly see why that one was. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But Molly's the same way. When people get more money or,
Oh yeah, Molly's just up at the top of Molly's own pyramid.
right.
And everybody else is, just a soldier in the war.
I'm so glad she's gone.
Yeah, and now just people are trying to like jockey for that whatever position they think she had, but it doesn't really exist. Do you know what I mean?
No. Yeah,
so it's
no.
like this false thing that they're kind of like looking after, trying to, strive for, because
it sounds like she's still pulling the strings from.
She has Patreon still going, which I'm sure is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What do we think's going to happen with this recording?
Probably nothing, like everything else. You know.
Yeah.
If it happened to me, I'd probably go to jail. With Molly, nothing ever happens. It maybe because of Adrian, and maybe he does know people, but
we all know people. But
yeah, from West Point or whatever, international banker stuff.
Yeah, international banker.
Yeah,
well, the West Point thing is true.
Man of mystery. He's apparently got tentacles in every agency in the world.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, we all know people, but
yeah, but he's married to Molly, so I'm going to have to take him down a couple of notches for that.
Yeah. I don't know many people that would. That's why this shit always makes me laugh, because we all know people, but only the normal people would be too embarrassed to ever pick a phone up and say, I have a little YouTube problem. Do you think?
Yeah. Didn't even mention YouTube.
Yeah. It would have to be. I think that's the part they don't like. They don't get that part. It's like everybody knows somebody. They do. Not everybody's somebody that they know has maybe the reach of this person's somebody, but just because you know people,
it doesn't mean much. I mean, it can mean something or it can mean absolutely nothing, right? Yeah.
Well, it didn't get her out of her YouTube predicament, that's for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's interesting that that's what ended up being the case, because like Rabbit was kind of like speculating about it being about Melissa Schumann a while ago,
Yeah.
A month ago, or who knows in YouTube time. Probably
Rabbit hit it right on the head.
Is he the one who died? Was he the Backstreet Boy? Was it the?
No, it's Nick Carter.
Okay, the brother, right? The young one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He died, right?
No, you're thinking of
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah. That's
okay. So it's the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was her thing with him? Like, she just liked him a lot. I know she likes the 80s and the 90s, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently she had some kind of thing with him, but he was a minor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
that's interesting.
Yeah. Then she tries to pull away from that when people call her out on the ages.
Did she take her kid with her on her
No.
trip?
No. Nope. She flew?
No.
For me to mention it, but
no, the best part is she flew Spirit Airlines.
I heard that.
Oh, damn it. I knew you would
Ew,
cringe.
I'm not getting on any airline that has to weigh me before I get on. But no,
Oh
but
my God.
Do they
and
do
It's
that?
so funny.
I don't want to talk about any of her family. I don't do that. But I, in the most general of terms, I did find it usually in a time when you've had an event like a huge loss like that happen. It just, to me, it seems odd that you would want to leave your entire support system.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, but I've never seen her go with Adrian or her son anywhere.
Well, I mean, like a lot of these people, I mean, I know how much YouTube takes of my time, and I don't do it anywhere near the extent that some of these really prolific channels do.
Right.
I just, nobody's
Yeah.
going to convince me that people who have channels of that size, like she had, and even some of the much smaller ones, but they just spend every waking moment on here. Nobody's going to tell me that their real personal life is getting the attention that
It can't.
no,
It's not possible. It's just not possible. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
My screen keeps going dark too. That's so weird.
Oh, really?
Mine has done
Yeah.
it like 3 times, and it'll, as soon as I,
Tap on it.
but I've never had that happen before.
Odd.
D staff. I want a cooperative woman in my life. Ooh, I don't think I'm gonna touch that one.
I would never fly Spirit.
So what was the problem with this Melissa woman?
So Melissa Schumann said that 18 years ago, Nick Carter raped her.
Okay.
And Molly went on a campaign about 5 years ago. Like, you almost wanted to believe she was being paid to do it, against Melissa Schumann, saying she was lying. It wasn't true. Then Molly started I forget the name of it. It's like the opposite of Me Too. Not the opposite, but it was for men, like Him Too or
Oh.
something like that. And so then she started going after Melissa
She's a
in a
real
very,
girl, is that what you're saying?
huh?
She's a real girl's girl, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so she started viciously going after Melissa, even putting a map to her house and all that kind of stuff. Well, what the judge said, and it was all like 5 years ago. Then Melissa made a post recently that wasn't as daunting. So when they went to court, Melissa Schumann was going to get a restraining order because her case with Nick Carter's coming up. And she knew Molly was going to start her shit again.
Oh,
And so she was doing a preemptive type thing. And the judge said, yeah, you can't do it until something more is said.
It's not ripe. Well, and interestingly enough, I did hear Rabbit, I don't give a shit what Laura has to say about it. I'll listen to it from someone who I consider to be credible. So I did listen to what Rabbit said about it, and that the judge, apparently said, unfortunately, 5 years, that we're too far gone from that. But were this to start up again, I would definitely consider. And am I correct that she pretty much probably shut the door, or I'm sorry, her bodyguard shut the door to the car? Bitch, what world are you living in that you think you need a bodyguard?
Right.
And if you do, it's not because people love you so much. They just start trying to get your,
No, after flying on Spirit Airlines, you're going to have a bodyguard.
Yeah. Those two things don't go together, right?
Yeah, they don't.
Not necessarily.
Neither does a woman who opens up all of her luxury designer items in front of you and wants you to believe she's uber wealthy.
It's tacky.
But she rents a room down the hall in her house to perfect strangers.
Right.
I'm sorry. Nope. I know plenty of uber wealthy people, and no.
They just don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a thing that you just don't do. Like, when you are wealthy, you don't like flaunt your wealth, you know? Right.
Or put your son in that kind of position.
Yeah.
I would never do it with kids.
Uncomfortable.
It's just insane, like next level. But it sounds like she left the courthouse, her bodyguard shut the door to the car, and then she immediately started up. And didn't she, I don't remember what I heard was posted, but it was kind of like, are you serious right now? We're going to jump right back into this.
Yeah, I didn't see what she posted. I haven't, again, looked at anything. Where is she posting?
I didn't see a post. I heard someone reading.
It must be Patreon.
Yeah, it is on Patreon.
Yes,
I think I know what you're talking about like what she said to Rabbit about Rabbit.
Something like that.
Yeah, she said that like Rabbit was like fired from CPS, or that was a rumor that was going around.
Okay,
yeah.
No. Before that, it was. God,
and she wasn't. I don't like it's added. She's just like trying to.
Did someone send Rabbit a screenshot? It's not that one, not the one Nonsense talked about, where she said we're not going to give this we're not going to do what she wants and give it any air. Now, there was something before that though, where there was a screenshot taken, I think maybe a Discord, and it was basically her going right back to the same type of
going after Melissa.
Well, I don't want to say for sure because I cannot remember. I had listened to quite a bit by that point, but I want to say that it was definitely something that we wouldn't have done. Like, no, if you just got a bullet, or you were just admonished at least that, listen, I'm not, because it sounded to me like it was kind of one of these things where the judge obviously couldn't do it because 5 years ago. But I think she probably did say to her, ma'am, I'm not going to be able to grant this one. However, I don't like what I saw here. And if you want to persist in this type of behavior here and now, I would definitely consider.
Yeah, that's what she said, pretty much.
Should they come back? And whatever the screenshot was basically her maybe not heeding that advice. But it sounds like she's, well, she thinks that she can do whatever she wants anyway, because, I mean, she and Betty, I'm sure they can never exist in the same space for very long because they are very much alike in too many ways, which is Molly's more entitled as far as, maybe
poor Karen, rich Karen.
Exactly. But they're the same bitch.
Right.
Just one has slightly better taste than the other.
Yeah.
But those types of personalities are very much emboldened when they think they've gotten over. And that also may have something to do with, number one, the opponents that she picks, because I'm sure she does give some thought to it. I'm quite sure. I think in that respect, she's probably much more methodical and smarter than Betty is. I think Betty's just like a heat-seeking, she'll go anywhere. But, she will eventually run up against the one who's going to give her the smackdown. I don't know who it'll be.
Yeah, that's what she's scared of, is that one is going to find her, I'm sure.
Oh, I think she'll find them.
Yeah.
You know, it's she's, I don't. There are certain things I see in her that I do think are pretty easy to explain, but there's a lot that I don't think
I know.
are, and
Trust me, I know.
it is kind of, but she counts on that. You know, I mean, look at how the things she would do to people on YouTube. That's a power move. That's all that shit is.
Yeah. You know, like today, she did a video, and it's the first one I've watched in 2 weeks. First thing out of her mouth was bullshit.
Oh, I was talking about Molly. You're talking about Betty.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know
Well,
which
they're
one you
both
guys
the
were
same.
talking about. I was like,
Well,
what are
they're
you talking
kind of
about?
the same person
the
in a
same.
lot of respects.
Yeah.
But tell me what you were going to say about Betty.
You know, there was a guy named Penny that put a guy on a subway in New York in a chokehold, and the guy died. And Betty says, right off the bat, I forget his first name, but his last name is Penny, was charged with murder because of the chokehold on the subway. No, he wasn't. He was charged with manslaughter. I mean, just like right out of the gate, you could have searched the guy's name and it's a headline everywhere. Manslaughter.
That's why I thought she was in New York for some reason. That was my guess.
Yeah, no,
I don't think she is, but she was talking about that subway thing. Yeah.
Yeah, she would be such a fish out of water.
Oh my God! Imagine
I
New
was
York
going to
City.
say they aren't going to play with her shit there. Yeah, no.
No. That wouldn't last. That wouldn't go well.
Yeah,
No. For New York or Betty.
Another in a long line of, yeah. God, that's hilarious.
But yeah, she's so easy. Molly is too, really.
Did your screen just go black?
Not just then, but it has been.
Mine just did, just 1 second ago. Oh God, yeah, I would love to know. Oh, is Emmy still in here? Maybe I caught the end of Emmy's live earlier, but I thought she might have. God, I had to open my office door. It's so damn hot in here. I thought she might have had some. Good Lord, poor Emmy. She's got a solo Betty practice.
Who's Emmy? I'm sorry.
Headstones and headlines.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, okay.
I don't know how y'all like do. Oh, I can't. Oh, I just can't with her for too long.
I know you mean. Yeah.
Oh, it just.
She's tough to watch. She's tough. She's a toughie.
Oh, she is.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you speed her up, she still sounds demonic.
She's kind of better sped up.
See, that's Laura to me.
Do you remember?
I'd rather listen to Betty than Laura.
When they used to say, I think like in the 90s, maybe, when they would say, if you played Ozzy Osbourne records backwards.
Oh, yeah.
I
remember that.
Yeah.
It's like they would be like satanic or something.
Yes.
That is bad. Yeah, and no, perplexed too. I feel like she's just like yelling at me all the time. I can't listen to her at all. Like I was like, stop yelling at me. I just feel like stop it. Like stop yelling at everybody. Or like
I used to feel bad that I would say I can't stand her voice, but I can't. I can't. And that I used to always say I shouldn't say that because I shouldn't, but it is what it is.
Yeah, she always says, no one has ever fill in the blank.
Or
that's Laura's thing. No one has ever talked about so-and-so this way, or no one has ever done this. I listened to her this morning for some reason, and she said it like 5 times about 5 different people.
Or like, for those in the back, I'll say it again.
Or I'll wait.
Wait. For those in the back.
I heard her say something the other day that was funny, and it was just a clip from the, I think it was from the Lady Justice thing, whenever, she had her thoughts on being a pro se litigant, and she talked about something about doing her lawn. She said something about, Well, like when you do your laundry and it just makes you want to clean your closet because it's all over your closet or some shit like that. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you do? Let your
Did
shit
you?
pile up for like a month? I
Yeah.
do laundry like every 3 days at best.
Then she was talking about finding rabbits, little baby bunnies, in the corner of her yard. And
Oh,
her son, no, listen, she was talking to her son. He came in and she says, yeah, there was like 3 rabbits and a squirrel and they were all dead except one was dying. I stood there and watched him take its last breath.
What?
What?
Oh goodness.
And you didn't pick? No. Then she took them, threw them in a box, put some
oh,
rose petals on it, and then threw them in the trash.
what the? Are you serious?
Yeah.
That.
And she goes, oh, speaking of bunnies. And then she started talking about rabbit.
Um,
Oh
you
my
think she
gosh.
was kidding?
Oh, sorry, my dog. I'm back.
Do you
Yeah,
think
I didn't record that part. I wished I had, but I
I
went
don't
right
even,
in.
I can't even watch the ASPCA commercials because it makes me cry. Like,
Yeah, I can't either. And now they have so many. Like you're watching shows about pets, like these little shorts. And normally there's a good ending, right? Like we found it on the road. It was half dead and
oh
then we
no, I
made it
can't watch
better.
any of those.
Well, I can watch the ones where it has a good ending, but there are a lot of them now that they're
Yeah,
showing people run over
no,
animals.
Oh.
no. My sister-in-law
Why?
is a huge animal lover, and she watches. It's probably one of the ones you're talking about, and it's almost always a good outcome. But
Yeah,
it's a huge, it's a long trek to get there. I just can't watch any of them because I cannot stand to see any animal. Listen, I live in Florida, and I don't even kill. The only thing I will kill ever is a cockroach, and I
right.
don't even like doing that. Spiders, anything else, I scoop that shit in a dustpan, I throw it outside. I'm
Yeah.
like, I cannot stand the thought of anything suffering.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Ew, hell, my God. One time
Yeah.
a bird flew. I've had this happen multiple times because I have an overhang on my roof, and I've got all along the back, it's patio, but this overhang goes all the way around my entire roof. Well, sometimes birds they'll fly full on into my sliding glass doors. And I'm telling
Yeah.
you, one time it happened and it
Aw.
sounded like a damn baseball. I swear to God, I was on the couch. I jumped 2 feet in the air. I thought, is it a gunshot? Did somebody throw a baseball through? And I look, and there was a bird was on its back and
Yeah.
completely stunned. I called my husband at work and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. This poor bird, it's laying out there and there's no way. I feel so bad, but I can't touch it. I can't. And he's like, honey, it'll be fine. It'll probably get up in just a few minutes and fly away. I'm like, no, you don't understand. It hits so hard. It's not moving. I had to close the curtain because I just couldn't even look at it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, in a few minutes, when I went to pull the curtain back, and I was shocked. I couldn't believe it, but I could not even stand to think. I couldn't look at it because I felt so bad. And to touch it, no. Mm-mm. No.
Yeah, they see that reflection and they think it's still sky.
Yeah.
They think they're still going.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's
If you put a stuffed owl up there, like hang one near there, they won't do it.
really.
Yeah, I had to do that with my window.
Did you know they say that if you have snakes, get either a mule or a donkey?
Well, that's a little more than a stuffed owl.
Yes, it is. But if your property's overrun with snakes, well,
Yeah, if it's a big property. Yeah.
funny because out where I live, every piece of land, I think it's a minimum of 2 acres, and you would not believe all the animals that people have like on their property. When I go to my grocery store, I pass more than one like riding stable, mini horses, mini donkeys. There's an alpaca farm. what are the other ones that look like alpacas, but they're not?
Emus or no?
Oh, one of them looks like they're wearing a toupee.
Llamas?
Yes, there's llamas, there's alpacas. We used to, and I swear this is not a joke. At one time, there was a giraffe.
A giraffe?
Yes.
Giraffe?
Yes.
Wow.
I
Yep.
love them.
I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, those damn, whew, I would get some kind of a stuffed owl.
A stuffed owl, and you hang it kind of low to where that's what it worked for me. Because I had birds slamming into my window almost every morning.
I'm telling you, it was so loud, and it was not a small bird. We have had the same hawk. It wasn't the hawk, but we have had the same hawk that circles this house and will land on the front part of the roof for 15 years.
Huh.
And now you can tell me, Heels, if this is true or not. All right, here we have sandhill cranes, which are, I think they're kind of endangered here. There's not a lot of them, but where I live, we have quite a few. And everybody where I live knows that they own this hood. Like they mate for life. And when they walk around the streets, wherever they are, they just, slow as molasses. I mean, I have a gopher turtle that used to live in the front, and they're not much faster than the turtle. But my husband told me that they are called, in Texas, they call them, no, wait a minute. Oh, ribeye in the sky.
No idea.
Have you ever heard that?
No.
Ellie, have you ever heard that?
Ribeye in the sky? No.
For sandhill cranes. My husband said they eat them.
Oh gosh.
In certain places.
Never.
I'm like, what?
Maybe in like where they hunt a lot, West Texas, but I don't know. Seems like it would be like a beach thing. A crane? I don't know.
I'm like, who the hell would eat a sandhill crane? And I said, well, their damn legs are about as big as this pen.
Skinny, yeah.
And he said, no, they're supposed to be really tender.
Well, that's like quail. There's nothing on a quail, and they hunt them all the time.
That's true. They do. That is true. Okay, Voices says you cannot eat them. What, the sandhill cranes? Then what's ribeye in the sky?
I feel like Voices would know what ribeye in the sky is.
Oh yeah,
she's Wyoming.
Wyoming?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My stepdad used to live in Jackson Hole for years. It's so beautiful out there.
Yeah. Really beautiful.
A lot of work. He told me that when he used to take his garbage out, he never took the garbage out without not only a big ass gun called a judge, but also a can of bear spray, because he was kind of like at the back of Grand Tetons, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
beautiful.
Oh yeah. My God, it was I'm like, damn, I wish you still had that house. It was so cold there, probably more than it's not, but his entire driveway was heated because it was so cold. And he said, it's funny because we tease him incessantly because he cannot buy one of anything. I don't care what it is, he buys at a minimum of two. And he said that comes from all my years of living in Jackson Hole, where you just you stockpiled shit in the winter, especially before Amazon and all that good stuff.
Yeah, Jackson Hole's gorgeous.
Yeah, yes, very pretty.
Big hunting.
Bear Can knows about the sandhill cranes.
Does beer can eat them?
Oh wow, voices, yeah. Oh yeah, that it definitely was not a one bedroom. But my God, that's insane real estate. He told me that one of the most dangerous animals there, besides the bear, he told me is a moose because they are so stupid and they're big and mean. I was like, oh well.
Dumb, big, and mean.
Yeah, we might have a few of those rolling around these parts.
On
Bear Can,
YouTube.
you are right. Sandhill cranes do mate for life. And they had their babies not long ago because I see them all the time walking, especially in the mornings. They'll be out in the yard and you get the mommy and the daddy and at least one little baby and they get like this little red, almost like a Woody Woodpecker feathery deal on the top when they're little. It's really cute.
Oh, Catherine. Cute.
A moose brain is the size of a walnut. Like I said, I think we got some of that.
Yep.
Wow. We got some moose brains on the
Yeah.
YouTube streets.
Whole families of them.
These parts. Yep.
That
Is Queen
explains
Bee
it.
up foraging for mushrooms?
That would be Queen Bee.
Is she still
Yeah.
foraging?
I think it was like supposed to rain, but maybe if it didn't rain today, because it's like the peak season right now and it rained, I think the last few days where she's at. And so they went out and they couldn't go because it was pouring one day, but I bet she's there today.
She's dedicated.
She's so dedicated. She
Well,
said it's like the best time.
There's a season, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like end of April, beginning of May every year is when they spread. And they went and checked on them. They have a very secret spots where they go. It's like a whole thing. And other people know about it, like deeds.
Do they have little fairies that live underneath the mushroom cap?
I know, right? That's what I picture it. I'm like,
it makes me think of Thumbelina every time.
Right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Elves and like she said,
They're pretty
like a honey
mushrooms.
hole. Aren't they pretty?
I tell you
Yeah.
what, have you ever been in like an Asian market where they have lots of dry? My God, some of those mushrooms and other things they use for, medicinal purposes. My God, some of that shit is expensive. So
And wacky looking. Yeah.
I don't know about
Morel.
what are those other things that people ginseng? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could hunt for that too.
Weird,
Somebody was
right?
saying you could forage for
I
that.
heard her saying that.
Somebody else
That
on
was
panel was
Nick.
talking. Nick, yeah, he was talking about you, or maybe asking that you can. I don't know. Yeah,
I
mean,
did hear that one.
yeah. There's like a whole mushroom like ecosystem out there. They say like they're like the intelligence of the of everything because they do a lot. They do a lot of like breaking things down. You know what I mean? Like they serve a really, but a lot of things do, like plants do. Yeah, but they have like a very they said they're the intelligence of the forest and of the It's just interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting. I actually have a bunch in my yard at the moment. Not the good kind. Just those big, chunky white ones that. Oh. Tuesday says, I love little tiny Thumbelina. Now I'm going to have that creepy song in my head, which I never even knew there was a song until my husband started singing it one day when he used to call me Thumbelina sometimes. And I was
Thumbelina-esque, totally.
He started singing this weird thing that sounded like some kind of demented carnival song. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And it's like Thumbelina dance. I said, ew, you scarred me for life. Where did you hear that?
I don't remember it.
I didn't either, but it's out there. Google it. It's kind of, yeah, it's creepy.
Okay, girl, I got to jump off.
I know. I did
have an appointment.
Yeah, I'm going to see my mom soon too. So nice talking to you, ladies.
Nice talking to you.
I hope that we have the rough outline. So I'll put up I'm going to make the community post by Monday, you guys. And
Hills is judge. I love it.
Yeah, we'll have, and we'll pass we'll appoint
the gavel.
Yep, I've got it all.
I love
I've got the Judge Judy. Well, actually more like the Ruth Bader Ginsburg outfit. You know, she always wore the little lacy
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, totally. That's awesome.
All right.
You're going all out. I love it.
Yeah, well, you know, any excuse
Yeah.
to put on a costume.
Right? Awesome. Yeah.
All
Talk to
right,
you
ladies.
later.
I hope you have
Bye.
a good
Bye,
day.
guys. You
All right,
too.
talk to you later. All right. So I'm going to get our choices up, the ones we talked about, I think. You guys, your job is to vote. And please, by all means, oh, damn, I almost forgot. Hold on, kids. I made a community post before I came in here, and I tagged Pirate, Savage, Val, and Shannon. Now, Shannon's going to be like, what WTF is this? What's this bitch talking about? The other three ladies will know. Last night, they were busting my chops about, I used the word culminate, and Savage was like, girl, just say end. and Pirate, who was not on the panel, but she did appear in the chat for a few minutes, she said, no, we're gonna, well, Val said I was the teacher, and Val said, we're gonna start building our vocabulary, and we're gonna have one new vocabulary word a week, and you're gonna have to use the word in a sentence every day that week. And I'm sure she was kidding, but I took her up on it. And our first word, ladies, now of course Shannon is gonna have to ask the other girls, what is this bitch talking about? For any of those of you who care, I'm going to give you our word for the week. Oh, maybe we'll make it a contest. Whoever uses our vocabulary word in a sentence the best, who comes up with the best, most creative use in a sentence will win a stupid, useless prize. Hold on, I'll tell you the word. And it is in the community post. Montbank. Montbank is the word. Mountebank. And it is a noun. So I'm not going to give you the definition. You're going to have to do that yourself. The teacher does not give the answers to the test before we even have the test. Okay, so there's your I don't think it's well, it might be an archaic word. I don't know. It kind of reminded me of Montauk, which, you know, that's in the Hamptons for all you bougie bitches out there. Yeah. Okay. So I will get our first pool of potential litigants that we're going to put into the grand jury sitting. And I guess you all will just have to pick the one from the list that you found the most compelling. And then we will proceed from there. I think it'll be fun. And listen, this dumpster fire shit show, there will be no end of content, material, cases. I think it'll be fun. We'll see. Hi, Lady Vixen. Yes, we have heard that word quite a bit this week. Oh my God, your brother seriously memorized the dictionary? That's freaking amazing. Is he a savant? That's pretty badass. I would love, hell, I'm lucky if I can memorize the cereal aisle. I do always know how to find the Fruity Pebbles, the Captain Crunch berries, and no, I don't like the all berry. I like the old school, but then I buy a bunch of the all berry, and I supplement the Captain Crunch berries because you gotta have the little like yellow pillow looking things. I don't know. They just add something to it. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. This was fun. And there is, like I said, there is something I want to talk about. It's not a newer event. It's something that happened in the past, but like I said, it's not my story, but I very much would like to talk about it as a cautionary tale for two reasons. One, as a cautionary tale, and it may not be a cautionary tale. I'm sure at least in some respect it is. It may not be one in the way I'm thinking it might be, because I don't know the details. I just know the bare bones of it. So as a cautionary tale, and also as a what in the hell, if you are a woman and you co-signed this or you perpetrated this, you ain't right. And you are a down and dirty, like, don't, no, you don't sit with my kind. No, nope. So, all right. Oh, Catherine, that's fascinating. An animator. That's amazing. I'll have to pick your brain about that sometime. All right, y'all. I hope you have a very good weekend. And happy Mother's Day tomorrow to everybody. Tell your mom you love her if your mom is still around. And I hope you get to spend time with your kids if you have them. All righty. I will probably Monday or Tuesday. I'll see you. All right, everybody.